Hi, welcome back, and thanks for being here as we wind down the month of May on a bit of a stormy note. A rather weak front gave us a few pretty good little showers and storms, a couple of heavy downpours this afternoon. And we'll talk about what's coming weather-wise as well. We'll see a chance of some scattered showers, that chance on the wane throughout the rest of the overnight. And I've got a little good news, some improvements. Tomorrow was expected to be our bright spot weather-wise. Well, I think you can count on Friday as well, maybe even part of your Saturday. Then we'll get back to some warmer temperatures from where we have been. We'll get into the low 80s at least, but still, thereafter, we'll see some more showers and some storms work their way back into our forecast. And by the way, the 1st of June is tomorrow, and it's also the first day of hurricane season in the Atlantic, June the 1st through November the 30th. No predictions tonight. We'll get into that later in regards to how active of a season we are expected to see in the Eastern Pacific. May the 15th through November is hurricane season, but indeed we are expecting to see those storms start to crank up to some degree. Officially, the season starting tomorrow. A lot of headlines tonight. We'll jump straight into them in just a few moments. Only a few other reports besides local news tonight. A woman from Martin in Floyd County reportedly was cited. She wasn't arrested, and her name has not been released from what I understand. But her loaded .22 caliber handgun, which was in her backpack, which was detected as it was being screened through the x-ray machine, did send off alarms and did send the Tri-State Airport Police to her as she was in West Virginia attempting to board a plane. And from what we understand, she was cited. She claimed that the weapon was forgotten and she didn't realize she had it with her. Her name, once again, was not released, but it was detected and was taken by authorities. And authorities are investigating an early morning fire in Morgan County, in rural Morgan County, out in the area of 519 near the Morgan-Rowan County line on Patrick Road. Firefighters were called to the scene of a single-wide mobile home. They found it completely engulfed in flames which they were able to extinguish. However, after doing so, a body was discovered inside. It was determined that the victim was not the man, we believe, who actually lived in the home, but his body has been sent to the state medical examiner's office for an autopsy and verification on his identity, and the Kentucky State Police continue to investigate. Well, we don't know why as of yet, and I've done some research today, but Chris Stapleton has had to postpone, not cancel, but postpone several shows, 3 weeks worth of concerts from June the 1st through the 17th, beginning tomorrow, as well as the Country Music Association, the CMA Music Festival event in Nashville. One of those stops, Charleston, another Cincinnati on the 15th and 16th, respectively. On the website, it just says they apologize for any inconvenience that it may cause, and hold on to your tickets for now, and stay tuned for updates as they're going to be rescheduling. No word, just unforeseen circumstances, I believe, was the reasoning left, and no real reason as to why specifically that those shows were postponed. A Magoffin County man who has been in federal custody since his business was raided back in March has now been indicted for crimes or events that we believe led up to that raid on Howard's Grocery in Lick Creek, and his indictment coming just days ago. He is set to be arraigned on these new charges, and we say new because he was out on parole for a 2013 case in which he pled guilty to one count of distributing oxycodone in 2014. Greg Howard is set to be arraigned on this coming Monday in federal court in Pikeville. This was the scene that I first showed you back in early March of this year when the Kentucky State Police, ATF, and Gulf County Sheriff's Department all raided Howard's Grocery on Lick Creek. He was taken into federal custody on that time, or at that time, after the store and both his residence were raided as well. He's since been indicted on a 5-count indictment warrant, saying that on 5 different occasions from February the 7th through March the 3rd of this year, he trafficked or distributed oxycodone and hydrocodone, making some $14,000, says the government, from those sales. $14,000, which they are seeking to recoup, if you will, in regards to a judgment sought against him in that amount of money or property. They also have made some other things very clear, and that is that they have given notice that if Howard were to be convicted on these new charges, that he will be the subject to an enhanced statutory punishment because he has that prior final drug felony conviction for conspiracy to distribute oxycodone. So as a result, he's now facing up to 30 years in prison for the enhanced charges and up to a $2 million fine for the charges, as well as facing forfeiture and restitution if applicable in the case. Once again, still in federal custody, but now facing this new indictment. He had pled guilty to a single count of distribution of oxycodone a couple of years ago and received a relatively light sentence, and even the judge acknowledging so, giving him an opportunity. However, it appears as though he continued to traffic, says authorities, in oxycodone and hydrocodone, and will be in federal court in Pikeville Monday morning at 10 o'clock. Another McGoffin County man is in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center after authorities responded to a residence in regards to a complaint of unwanted, you could say, sexual advances from an adult female that resulted in Joey Nathan Dickerson being jailed on failure to comply with sex offender registration guidelines. I confirmed with McGoffin County Sheriff Carson Montgomery earlier this afternoon that one of his deputies, I believe it was Brian Tipton, had gone to the subject's home, that being Joey Dickerson's home at the Sloan's Trailer Court on Burning Fork Road, where the officer was investigating a sexual assault that being Dickerson, was alleged to have been a part of. Montgomery confirmed that they had received a complaint from an adult female of unwanted sexual advances that she claimed were made by Dickerson. And when they went to question him and they ran his information, they found that he was a sex offender on the registry, and then that he was not compliant and with the last known address of a different portion of McGoffin County on Falcon Road and not on Burning Fork. He then asked that the subject had notified probation and parole about his address change, and he confirmed that he indeed had not, and that he had not been living on Burning Fork for some time. He was thus charged with failure to comply with the sex offender registration laws in the first offense. He's still being held in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. The arrest coming on Monday. He's still being held there at this time. A couple of road-related reports, if you will. One, a two-car crash earlier this morning on 114. The other, a statement on behalf of the judge's office in regards to what they say is an emergency road closure that has upset and concerned a lot of citizens in the Hensley Road area, down the Bloomington area of McGoffin County. I'll have that statement and some details to share with you on those and other stories next. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. Two cars collided, one colliding with the rear end of the other on 114 earlier today. I'm told that one vehicle was either entering or exiting a place of business when it was struck by a pickup truck driven by a driver from Louisville, Kentucky. It happened in front of the Citizens National Bank. One vehicle was either entering or leaving that parking lot, I'm told by authorities at the scene, when it was hit from the rear by a pickup truck. The passenger car struck, I believe, a local vehicle, and I'm for certain that the operator of the pickup truck was a Louisville resident traveling through. Both drivers were the only occupants, I believe, in either vehicle, and both were taken to an area hospital by TransStar Ambulance Service for what was considered to be non-life-threatening injuries. But another in a recent number of accidents here in McGoffin County, some which have been minor and some which we know very well have indeed not. But this one under investigation by Deputy Jonathan Holbrook of the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department. I had to hit the road bright and early this morning, but when I made it back into the office this afternoon, I found several messages from several individuals, a lot of pictures shared and sent my way in regards to an official car, a county-owned car, that was blocking Hensley Road in an effort to stop traffic from going through. To the dismay of many residents who are using that road to bypass, if you will, the new bridge which is being built in that area of Bloomington. And it's going to be under construction for, well, basically the rest of the summer up through July at least. a lot of questions on behalf of a lot of residents, and this was the answer that I received earlier this afternoon from the County Judge Executive's office. These were just some of the many pictures that were forwarded to me. I know many shared on Facebook, and a lot of folks were upset about the road closure. Hensley Road gave them a way around many residents in that portion of McGoffin County, while the bridge over Raccoon Creek there at or near the junction of 2019 and 1081 is being constructed. However, last night a county-owned vehicle was blocking the road and keeping folks from traveling through, making the drive much longer for many to their homes, work, what have you, as they would have to take 460 and take the long way around. This is what I received earlier today from the judge's office, and I spoke to Emergency Management Director Mike Wilson earlier today via the telephone briefly. The official statement reads as follows: that an emergency road closure was instituted on Hensley Road in the Bloomington area based on safety issues concerning extreme traffic flow along this road. It says that safety concerns as well as slight visibility issues allowed officials to determine the closure of the road. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is in the process of constructing a new bridge on 2019, and it will replace the structurally unsound bridge that is now being demolished. During this construction phase, they said they apologize for any inconvenience that it may cause, but it's their intent to provide a safe, traffic-free infrastructure to accommodate the citizens of McGoffin County, saying that safety is their #1 priority. McGoffin County Emergency Management Director Mike Wilson elaborated to some degree, saying that they had received 2 reports of some accidents in that area in about a week or less, and that they had concerns with all the additional traffic and through traffic on Hensley Road, most certainly when it came to larger trucks or anything of that nature that might be hauling equipment or moving something of that nature, and that there had also been some complaints on behalf of pedestrians in the area, I believe he said, or was noted, as to the heavy traffic and their safety as well. Thus, it appears as though Hensley Road is going to remain closed, as the emergency road closure has been instituted until further notice. The McGoffin County Fiscal Court, as I covered one portion of it on last night's program, met in session late last week. Now we'll cover the business end of the meeting, if you will. Several parks in McGoffin County were discussed, and I also have the dates for the county-wide cleanup to pass along. After payment of the bills, there was one bill in particular which was voted to be paid, that being $80,000 to Summit Engineering for their work for a period of 2 months on the sewer project at the industrial park, with the county under the belief that they will receive some reimbursement from the Corps of Engineers after paying the bill. The industrial park, as was noted during the meeting, about an $8 to $9 million project, with the county only being out about $400,000 to date. County parks received some attention. The fiscal court voted to pay for a repair to a leak to the Ramey Park pool. They also agreed to advertise for bid for picnic tables and grills and benches to be placed on the Civil War Park next to South McGoffin Elementary. Park board appointments were made for the Ramey Park, with Judge Executive Hardin recommending Brenda Wireman, Susie Salyer, and Ollie Blanton to fill the county's 3 seats. And road closure requests were also discussed. Residents requesting to close Alfred Wireman Road, and there were several in the audience in regards to the request of the closure of Edgar Lyons Road. With both the county government and the residents on that road not sure when exactly Edgar Lyons Road or why it had even been brought into the county road system, but at some point over the years it had. They were there to request that it be deemed a private road, as it was, with the county agreeing to go through the road closure process to have it removed from the county system and put back into private control. In some other matters, the fiscal court approved the purchase of a zero-turn mower and a trailer to haul it on. They gave the District 3 Fire Department the needed permission to sell a 1970s model tanker. District 3 has plans of selling the old tanker to another department in the county or in the area who may have the need for it after purchasing a 2016 model tanker truck for themselves. Dates were given for the county-wide cleanup. I'll pass those along to you in just a few moments, followed by some brief discussion around the first reading of the county budget, which was approved with further review.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just have a few things. I've reviewed it. The law says that we're supposed to make a detailed review primary expenditure side, it's pretty similar to what we've operated on the past 2 years. Cost of living increases I see for those things that just go up. I sent the treasurer an email last night. I don't know if you had a chance to review it or look at it. I do have some concerns about some of the estimates and the revenues. Being the first reading, I hope that you can address those with me before we have the second reading.
Okay, sure.
Appreciate that. That way we can deal with all of them and get this into the state.
Right, I realize
Get their comments
this
back.
first one is nothing more than going down and make sure that the coding meets all the standards of the statute. It also, I just want it known that this is an ordinance, and being an ordinance, as a member of the fiscal court, it takes a majority of the court to pass it. So if there was any disagreement, then it wouldn't pass, and we would not be in compliance with the law that says we shall pass a budget.
Later, members of the South Magoffin community activists were on hand. They first gave the court an update on their progress of cleaning up the old John T. Arnott Elementary site, as well as giving them an update on their plans for the future, and at the same time asking for some assistance in the removal of some debris, as well as hopefully some material for the walking track and water control in the form of gravel, possibly some concrete as well.
We have finished the demolition of the building. We have the property at John T. Arnott cleaned up, but there's a lot of debris that's still on the property, and we have no way of disposing of it. So we're asking that if the county could send a truck and a piece of equipment to load the truck and take it and dispose of it, it would help us.
What we did was, we hired a boy the other day to come and clean the ditch line out where we're making the walking track, around the area. And when he cleaned that ditch line out, we've got several big pieces of concrete and some more stuff. It's just a big pile of debris that needs, I don't know, maybe a couple loads needs to be hauled off in a dump truck.
Well,
And-
anytime that there's something that we potentially could use on the roads or anything, we can exercise our discretion to do that part. I'm confident we will send somebody up just as soon as this rain lets up.
The second thing is, as she said, we're building a walking track around the perimeter of the property, and we are in need of gravel to put around the track, similar to what you've got on the Rails to Trails track. That would be amazing if you could do that for us.
We've come a long ways. We've got a long ways to go. In time, and I don't know how long it's gonna take, in time, we're looking forward to a little community center. But it takes time after time to get things done, and
Gotta start somewhere, don't you?
yeah, I gotta start somewhere. And Brenda, do you wanna mention about being over at David the other day?
Oh, yes. Before I mention that, though, also on the property, at the end of the building that we've renovated, we're going to build a small pavilion. We have gotten a small grant from Rushville Institute to do that. And that's for the community, young, old, young, whatever, to perform, to give them something to do on the weekend. To have little singers come and maybe some plays and just people that like to perform, to give them a place to do that. And it would be free for those that are participating. They wouldn't have a charge or anything. It's all for the community. So we need a safe perimeter around the property so that we can assure that people won't get hurt when they do come to visit or to listen or whatever.
The county, in response, agreed to help with the debris removal and promised to look into the legalities and issues of giving them some gravel or some other material to work with. And the South Magoffin community activists, always active in trying to raise funds for their plans of a community center one day. They've got an auction coming up on June the 3rd in just a couple of days. I hope to have some more details about the items and things of that nature that I can share with you very soon. As for the countywide cleanup, it starts next week, and as they've done for the past several years, they break it up into magisterial districts. For District 1, next week, you can have all those large items that you can't normally throw away out, and they will be picked up by the county. That is next week, 5th through the 9th. The following week, for magisterial District 2, 12th through the 16th, and for District 3 residents, the 19th through the 23rd. Now, you can also bring in your garbage at any time to Rumpke, and they will gladly take it then. But they did stress during the meeting that if you want it collected by the county, you need to have it done so on those particular weeks. They don't have the manpower to kind of come back and visit all those areas once again. So it starts next week for District 1 and continues each week thereafter. Birthdays abound tonight. Getting caught up on a few where we had them come in over the holiday weekend now, and just kind of getting a bunch of them on. This is a happy 5th birthday to Dakota Barnett with a lot of love from Papa and Mama. Happy 5th birthday. That's Dakota Barnett. Not sure what the certificate says. My eyes aren't that good anymore, but I'm sure it's something else. Happy birthday to you. And indeed, the list indeed goes right on for other birthday wishes tonight. It says a 10th birthday wish to Shelby Edler with a lot of love from Mom and Dad, Mamas and Papas, sister, cousins, aunts, uncles, and the list goes on. From a whole lot of family and friends. We'll sum it up like that. A happy 10th birthday wish going out to Shelby Edler. Savannah Reisner, I'm told, celebrating a birthday, and from your mom and dad, kids, fiance, family, and friends, a happy big birthday wish to Savannah Reisner. And I got a 10th birthday, it looks as though, to Bryce. Happy birthday from Mama and Papa with a whole lot of love. They love you bunches. It's Bryce's 10th. Happy birthday. I've got some more birthdays. I think they'll hold, not until tomorrow or the next day. With the exception of one more. Happy birthday to Reed Marshall from a host of family and friends. Reed Marshall, celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Going on to the rest of our Farm Bureau community calendar, don't forget, let me back that up, I've already passed. A boil water advisory in effect, I'm told maybe till Friday or so, from St. Luke's there at the Catholic Church Red Light to CarQuest, and that does include the residents of Lick Branch behind Lee's famous recipe. You need to boil your cooking or drinking water for at least 3 minutes and before use. And that's until further notice. The Ramey Park Pool opens tomorrow. It's June the 1st, and it's opening day at the Ramey Pool. And book your party now by calling their number. Remember, it's a non-published number because it's seasonal, but it is still, as it always has been, 349-5102. Also happening tomorrow is the Extension Open House at our McGoffin County Extension Service, 10 till noon. Take a tour, meet the staff. They'll have lunch and presentations beginning at noon. All free, of course, and refreshments throughout the day. They hope that you'll stop and join them. They always have something going on, a lot going on, especially, and not just for our kids, but for our kids and for the community at large. And they'd like to just see you stop by for their open house tomorrow. I've got a big yard sale / bake sale that's going to be at the Lakefront Church of God this Saturday, starting at 8. It's rain or shine, and all the proceeds will go to support the Water into Wine food pantry. They've got a lot of baked goods, a lot of food, and a lot of yard sale items covering just about everything. And that's this Saturday at the Lakefront Church of God, the old Middle Fork Elementary School, my apologies, from 8 until 5. They hope you'll stop by and check out all that they have. The Sagersville Grade School Summer Camp is next week, Monday through Friday, for all SGS students. You're all eligible to attend. It's free, and it starts at 9, goes to 3 in the afternoon at the school. All that they ask is you give your kids breakfast before they head out the door, and they'll provide lunch and a snack at school. If you have any questions, call Alice Barnett, the Family Resource Center Coordinator, at 349-1549. The summer feeding program also starts in McGoffin County coming up this Monday. All these locations, and I'm going to probably tomorrow and Friday go through each one of those and their times, because there are a lot of different times. So have a pen ready. My best advice to you, because we've got a few dozen locations, several different times for the summer feeding program, and we want to make sure that we get those out to you. Vacation Bible School coming up at Sagersville First Baptist Church next week, Monday through Thursday, 5:45 to 8. and that's for kids 4 to 16 years of age. And the bus runs at around 5:45 if you need a ride. I had a little bit of a flicker there with the electricity about mid-show there, and I'm sure you saw the break, and I can't pull up local Doppler radar right now, but the sun's come back out, and a couple of nice storms that rolled through have since moved on. I'm not seeing anything at us right now if you're catching the early show. I am staring at a low of 55 tonight. We will also see partly cloudy skies and a light southwest wind. Those chances of showers really winding down and not expected to be any problem after 10 o'clock. And then, very deservingly so, look what lies ahead. A couple of days now, fingers crossed. Thursday, tomorrow, sunny and clear, 77. And Friday, mostly sunny and close to 80. And only partly cloudy skies that night. We have a really good shot at 2 dry days staring at us in the upper 70s tomorrow and Friday. And I'm hopeful maybe even part of your Saturday. Right now we're going to call for a 30% chance of showers and partly sunny skies, but a 30% chance in the afternoon. I'm hoping those showers that are coming in before the end of the weekend might hold off for a little bit of Saturday. We'll know more later. But 81 for the first half of your weekend. Second half, more clouds, more showers, and still right around 80 degrees. We'll start off once again next week in familiar territory, mid-70s, cloudy skies, and a chance of showers. And real quickly before closing, last night in fast pitch softball in the 15th region, Central over Lawrence County 9-2, and Pikeville over Belfry 13-3. That means a 15th regional girls championship tomorrow at Pike County Central at 6:30. And as for 15th region baseball, last night Johnson Central's boys over Pike Central 10-0. Shelby Valley fell to Paintsville 12-1. So you've got a Johnson Central Paintsville matchup in baseball tonight at 7. I'd like to be there, but I've got a lot of other obligations. Real quickly, in the 16th region, by the way, just to pass along, baseball championship will be between Rowan County and West Carter tonight at 6. The 16th region softball championship will be between East Carter and the girls from Ashland Blazer tonight at 7. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.